Okay, evening ladies and gentlemen. Just with my partner Brian Armatruder to talk about our awesome Fox Sports card tomorrow evening, the 25th, Thursday the 25th. Brian, I personally think that this is the best card I think you've ever put together, to be honest. What do you think?
That's some pretty good cards over the years. I wouldn't say that, but it's certainly
it's up there.
Yeah, it's certainly a good card. It's a well-matched card. Every fight can go 50-50 either way. You're really going to pick a winner.
Definitely. The top of the bill now was Lucas Brown against Richard Towers. Richard Towers couldn't get a visa, and we've got a fantastic substitute in Travis Freight Train Walker, who's fought some of the best heavyweights in the world and actually stopped Carly Mean a couple of years ago and had an absolute war with Alex Leopold. That's going to be a cracker. How do you see it going, Brian?
Well, I said to Hatton Promotions today, who obviously manage Brown, I said, I really think you picked a hard fight. I mean, he's a big puncher. I think that if you're really going to start favourites, I think Travis is the favourite.
That's not what the bookmakers think. That's interesting. But the bookmakers are actually paying Sporting Bet Australia paying about $370 Travis Walker. So they've got Luke as a heavy favourite, which I think I agree with you, Brian, to be honest. But the PABA light heavyweight title fight, Blake Caporello against Daniel McKinnon from New Zealand. That should be a cracking fight too. But Blake in great form, still undefeated, but big step up against a seasoned opponent in Daniel McKinnon. What do you think with that one, Brian?
I think you've got to go with Blake. He's fought the best in Australia, the best in New Zealand. He's come every time he's come up. I think he's got to be favourite, but Daniel's dangerous. Daniel's now training with or managing by Kenny Ransfield, and he's had some great fighters, and he said he's in the best shape of his life. And I honestly think that Blake's the favourite, but once again, Daniel's certainly in there with a great chance.
Yeah, I've got to agree with that. I think that'll be a great fight. Now, My Charge, who I manage, Jake Carr, taking a big step up in his 5th professional fight against the seasoned champion, defending his title, Serge Yannick, for the Australian super middleweight title. This is going to be a really interesting fight. A lot of people think I've picked this fight a bit too soon, but I think Jake's up to it. So what's your thoughts, Brian?
Yeah, it's a seasoned experienced Serge once again has fought everyone. He actually fought for a world title not many fights ago. Yep. Jake's beaten everything before him. He was a great amateur star. A big step up, but I suppose everyone's going to do it. It's Jake Carr's the one that can do it.
That's for sure. Now, do you want to talk about any of our prelim fights? Or
prelims are good. Daniel Smith's, and Henry Torres is a great. Daniel's a great fighter. Henry's a good fighter. That'll be a good little contest. Once again, 50-50.
It is a 50 fight.
I don't know which one you picked there. The undercard, you've got the two Bella boys, both amateur superstars. One of them went to the Olympics. One of them just missed out, fighting a couple of tough Thai oppositions, and I think once again these aren't pushover Thais, particularly the one that Camille's fighting. He's fought in China in a 12-rounder. I said to Camille's family, this kid's not a pushover, and I'm expecting to go the distance.
Okay. And of course Omar Kimwiri. Omar fought in Japan, got robbed blind over there. It's more a redemption fight back. I think Omar will blow him out on this one here, which is what we'd expect. Omar is all class, and Omar is, if the right opportunity, can win a world title of those little weights. Got to agree with that, but overall, just like to wrap it up there, and I just think this has got to be one of the best Fox Sports cards we've put on. I think, Brian and I have, promoted some great shows. Brian's got to be the best matchmaker in Australia, always comes up with something out of the box, and this one's something special. So tune in, it's going to be a great night.
Well, I also want to say Brock Ellis helps out a lot with the matchmaking, so we've got to have a lot of credit for Brock, but look, I honestly think this will be a great card and one of the better ones we've done, and I think tomorrow night you'll see that.
Undoubtedly. Thanks very much, Brian.
I was just surprised, that they try to step up so quick, maybe they got something behind. I don't know. I got myself prepared like always, and I'm ready to go tomorrow.
Are you familiar at all with Lucas Brown? And if you are, what do you think he brings to the table?
He brings a lot of power, I'll tell you that, from what I've known and what I've seen. But he haven't really fought anybody at my caliber or fought anybody special, except for James Toney. But James Toney was past his prime, so I expect a good fight tomorrow.
Now, people in Australia know you obviously from your war with Alex Leopold and obviously your big win over Carly Meehan. when you look at the two, which one do you think was the real Travis Walker? The one that sort of was winning against Alex but got sort of unlucky, or the one that sort of put Carly Mean away?
When I did come out fighting instead of boxing with Kelly, that was the real Travis Walker. But I fought Leah Perez kind of like Travis Walker fight. Right.
Yeah, which Travis Walker can we expect tomorrow?
Maybe the Leah Perez. Maybe the Leah Perez. He's a big guy. He's going to punch hard, fight hard, so I got to come to fight.
Yeah, everybody's saying if Lucas does get the win tomorrow, everyone's saying they want Alex and they want Lucas. But obviously, if you had something to say about that and you do beat Lucas tomorrow, do you want a rematch with Leapai?
I would love a rematch with Leah Perez. I would love that.
Now, it all starts tomorrow now. So what do you think you need to do tomorrow? What do you think you need to bring to the table to get the win?
Oh, I need to stop him. My jab is going to defeat him alone. But when I drop that right hand, it's going to be a good night.
Now, you're scheduled for 10 falling through.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the second time it's fallen through, so it does piss me off a little bit. I've trained specifically for him twice now and have to fight someone else. So obviously, training's training. Your fitness level is where it should be and all that sort of stuff. So I'm still confident in anyone I do fight. It's unfortunate, yeah, that I'm just not fighting someone who's 6'8". He's 6'5", though, so the Travis Walker. So yeah, I can use everything I've just learned regardless. So yeah.
Now, with our Australian audiences, they're much more familiar with Walker than they are with Towers. Obviously, because of his win over Carly and the war with Alex. What do you think he brings to the table that sort of differs from Richard Towers?
I think he's just more of a, I suppose you'd say, brawler. Towers would use his length a bit more, where Walker's going to come in and try and bomb me out early, especially. So if I can sort of stay away from the big right hand for 3-4 rounds, I think I'll have it regardless.
Just speaking to him earlier, he said he's been in camp and he thinks he's scheduled to go 10. He thinks he can go 10 fine. Do you think stamina is going to be an issue for him?
I don't know how he's been training, so I can't, obviously, it's only speculation. I know I can, so that's all that really matters. I can go 12 if it needs to, all that sort of stuff. So
Now, provided you get the win tomorrow, the fight everybody wants to see is obviously yourself and Alex Leapai. Is that a fight you want, or is that a fight you want to sort of let it sit until the interest that has peaked, or do you think beating, Travis, who gave Alex a war, that's enough in itself?
I 100% want to fight Alex, just for the fact that I'm number one on BoxRec in Australia, but when it comes to Australian views, I want to fight Alex and be the number one. I want to beat him and actually be the number one. So that's definitely something I want very soon. Now,
this fight was obviously supposed to be a Commonwealth title eliminator, which is held by David Price, who's in a, I wouldn't say a bad state, but he's not in the most ideal of situations. If you do get the win over Travis, do you see yourself possibly getting an eliminator against Alex again, or maybe if David doesn't want the fight, maybe even fighting for the vacant title?
It's definitely scheduled already for me to go to UK to fight Towers, so it's going ahead regardless. And then, yeah, I think David will probably opt out from fighting me for the title. So, yeah, it'll be vacant by then. So who else? Yeah, maybe Alex. Yeah.
Now, yeah, so that'd be your first time back in the UK for a little bit. Obviously, you've had a few fights fall through. But do you think having this fight here, on national TV, headlining, it's going to do good things for you?
100%. One of the things that I really need, and most boxers in Australia need, is sponsorship and backing and things like that. So by getting myself on TV like this, it's something that I do need, definitely. So very excited.
Good luck for tomorrow.
Thanks, mate.